Eastern Conference playoffs are underway. Let's dive into the 1-8 matchup where the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Miami Heat are set to really go toe-to-toe. What's your thoughts on this matchup and who coming out?
Well, congratulations, Heat, on being the first ever 10th seed since the play-in tournament began to clinch an 8th seed. Congratulations. Y'all did that. However, this is going to be an interesting game. I think that the Heat will shock the Cavs a little bit because the Heat has something to play for. I mean, I think what I saw in the play-in game, the last one where they clinched the 8th seed, was that Heat culture comes to fruition or comes to play when it's time for the playoffs, and it showed. No Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler. At the end of the day, you still have some dogs on the team that's going to try to make it happen, and that's what happened. And I like to see that. I think Eric Spoelstra still is one of the best coaches out there because he knows how to utilize or maximize the use of his players so they can win games, and that's exactly what we saw. And so that's why the Heat, being the 10th seed, is now an 8th seed and able to compete in their first round of playoffs in 2025. So I think it's something to watch. Based off of the record of the Cavs, though, and all of the pieces that they have, I don't know if it's going to really be as. I don't think it's going 7 at all. I don't see 7 games, but I don't know. I don't know how I really feel about this matchup. I kind of wish we could just move past it.
Oh gosh,
I know. I'm ready for round 2. With this matchup, of course. And if the Heat upsets the Cavs. Again, Donovan Mitchell, there we go with your legacy on the line. You can't let a 10th seed turn into 8th seed, send the Cavaliers home. You just can't do that.
No, you can't do it. I think the Miami Heat faced a lot of adversity in their season. Remember, they came off of a 10-game losing streak. And everybody was like, oh, my God, what is going on in South Beach? Well, I think this was part of the plan. Not to lose 10 games in a row, but to build up their confidence, get that culture brewing. And that's what we're seeing because the way Evay Mitchell came off of the bench. Hello? I mean, who prepared for that? I know they didn't game plan for Evay Mitchell.
No,
see, that's the kind of stuff that the Miami Heat can put together. The Cavs being number 1 all season. I think we're gonna find out real quickly if they're ready.
We're gonna find out real quickly if they're ready, and if they can handle the tenacity that the Heat is gonna bring, right? Because this Evay Mitchell that we saw I saw glimpses of it when he was in the Kings uniform, just glimpses of it. But and I think this is the right team for him and the right culture for him because he's one of those types of, get low players, right? He's going, he's going to give it to you. Yeah, he's going to give it to you on defense, and I think that's something that the Cavs are going to have to get ready for. Yeah, I'm quite sure that the previous team. I forgot. Look, see, that's what I'm talking about. The playing tournaments. So last week, they weren't ready for him. They know how to game plan for him. So I'm quite sure that the Cavs now have a little bit more tape on him with his recent performance, but you just never know. I don't know.
No.
I have, though, however. I do have Cavs in 5, however. I have Cavs in 5.
Wow, that's a really short series.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Cavs in 6.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Still
I think Miami can get 2, but still Cavs.
Still Cavs. Yeah,
okay.
Still Cavs. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Boston Celtics and the Orlando Magic, the 2-7 matchup in the East. Orlando, I'm telling you, if they were fully healthy, though, I think they're not going to be a really good matchup for the Boston Celtics. However, it is size versus size, right? Franz and Paolo, what? The thing is, the Boston Celtics are proven and they're defending champions, so Orlando is not going to be a good match for them. They do need Kristaps Porzingis in this series because if not, there could be a problem.
I think without Kristaps Porzingis, the Boston Celtics will be still the favored to win this matchup. The main challenge I have with the Orlando Magic is not their defense. Now they'll lock you down. It's their offense. They struggle with shooting, and at the end of the day, the Boston Celtics will shoot lights out. I don't care what 5 is on the court. I don't care which 5. Yo, 6 in the bench, deep in the bench 5, gonna be able to shoot. So the Boston Celtics have an amazing offense, and any player on their roster can shoot lights out. So the difference between this matchup, and I believe, as you mentioned, where the Orlando Magic is not really a good matchup for the Boston Celtics, is that the Boston Celtics is going to outshoot them. It's just what it's going to be. They're going to outshoot them. Both defense may be tight and it may be nice, but when it comes to shooting, the Magic
Yeah.
don't have it, unfortunately. So hopefully they'll do something to kind of enhance that on the off season. But I'm so glad that the Magic are here, right? First round in the playoffs, which is great for them.
Mm-hmm.
Baby steps, but they have to get their shooting under control if they think they want to go deep next season. So yeah.
And you're talking about shooting. Well, the Boston Celtics can easily shoot about 50 to 63 pointers a game. The Orlando Magic don't have the clientele to compete with that, right? But with that being said, I still had the Boston Celtics in 6. I think it's going to go 6. I think Orlando can catch them slipping and comfortable 2 games. So, yeah.
Yeah. Celtics in 4.
Oh,
Get the
wow.
get the broom out with or without Jaylen Brown.
Oh, oof, okay.
Yeah. I think so. I think so.
I think Tatum will be on the rampage. He's just not getting the just due that he deserves as an
No,
NBA
I agree.
champion and as one of the superstars in the NBA
I
today. So yeah,
agree.
but
As an
wow, a sweep?
at yeah, sweet for sure. As an NBA champion, you're right about that. They do not pay him any respect with that.
None.
Like he didn't even what? Wow, that's something to be said. Yeah, no, Celtics in 4.
Okay. New York Knicks, Detroit Pistons, 3-6 matchup. Ooh, we're talking about youth versus experience. We're talking about a team that hung with the Detroit Pistons, hung with the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden until the fourth quarter, and then they just fell apart. That's that youth that everyone's talking about. But if you look at the New York Knicks and Jalen Brunson, Cat, OG, Josh Hart. I mean, it goes on and on. They've been there before, fairly deep last season. Wow. This one's going 7 games, I must say, but I do have Detroit Pistons coming out. It's going to be the biggest shock of the Eastern
Oh,
Conference.
what?
Yeah.
I do agree, and I have strong feelings that the Detroit Pistons will adjust, and we won't see the fizzle out that they did in Game 1. We won't see that in Game 2. We won't see
No,
that.
no.
We won't see that. Again, they've never been here, so they didn't know what to expect, right? You have to expect that there'll be some growing pains from the Detroit Pistons when we're talking about being on this stage. So I'm okay with them losing Game 1 in the fashion that they lost in Game 1 because that's what they need in order to make these adjustments to prepare them for their next games. I don't have
Correct.
them coming out of this series though, but I do believe it'll go 6, and I believe Knicks will prevail. Knicks in 6. But yeah,
Okay.
it will not be an easy out for any of them. Oh my goodness! I'm telling you, the Detroit Pistons come to play. We'll see a change in game 2. We'll see the difference in game 2 for sure. For sure.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Pacers and the Bucks are the 4-5 matchup in the East. And I heard Damian Lillard scheduled to come back game 2 or game 3. Is it going to matter if they don't get any production from Kyle Kuzma? I was like, wait a minute, Kuz.
Wait, I'm gonna
We were one of the champions for him going to the Milwaukee Bucks, but I believe the Washington Wizards culture rubbed off on him. He ain't been the same. He has not been the same.
I'm gonna need for him to figure it out immediately. You cannot do cardio in round 1 of the playoffs for 20, 30 something plus minutes with 0 points. Kyle Kuzma, 0. You couldn't
The
even give us 2.
Unbelievable. This is
Ridiculous.
the first Ofer award of the playoffs. Goes to Kyle Kuzma.
You know what though? It's Giannis. It's so sad because it can't even be Giannis or Bus. Giannis can't even do the most. 36 points in a loss. If you even nobody else out there doing nothing? Nobody?
Mm-mm.
Even if Damian Lillard comes back, oh, Giannis and Damian? Anybody else? We're calling the rest of the Bucks players. Where y'all at?
What y'all at?
Where y'all at?
Yeah,
You know
they
what? I'm sorry. Real sorry. Pacers in 5. Sorry.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm on board with that. Pacers in 5, and the way Halliburton and Dame were jawing on the sidelines. I said, oh, I can't wait for Damian Lillard to come back because that elevates Halliburton's game, which I don't know. Will this be a sweep? I don't know. Can't wait to see it though.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to see it though. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bucks fans. get ready to have a new superstar because Giannis is out of there. It's a wrap.
Oh yeah.
It's
Why
a
would
wrap.
he? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's done. Y'all better start highlighting Dame because he's gonna be your next star. It ain't gonna be Giannis. This right here, that game round one, I was like, That Giannis out there looking like he out there a team of one. Don't nobody want to play like that in the playoffs.
Yeah,
He got to be
yeah.
disgusted. You can't even can't get your brother off the bench. You know what? Nah, Giannis, I'm sorry about that, but I don't even go ahead and get your last set of workouts in with basketball. This season is over. It's over. Giannis, if Giannis don't put up 100+ points himself, what they gonna do?
Yep, it's pretty bad. And you know what? Doc Rivers on the sidelines coaching the Bucks, along with Darvin Ham, by the way. This ain't going to be a good look for Doc in the offseason. The way they're firing coaches left and right.
I'm surprised Doc still is even on the sideline. Baby, because if an organization can get rid of Mike Malone, why is Doc still standing on the sideline?
Yeah.